Some doors don't knock, they crash open, and by the time you hear it, you're already standing in the new world. Welcome back. Something big is moving through the sky and through you, whether you realize it or not. The pink full moon is no gentle guest. It's a force, a quiet storm, and it's coming fast. April 12th, 2025 isn't just another date, it's a spiritual checkpoint. And ready or not, you're being pulled into it. Have you been feeling off lately? Like time is moving weird? Like your body knows something your mind can't explain? That's not anxiety, that's resonance. You're not breaking down, you're being broken open. The veil is thinning, and the air is thick with something ancient, something watching, waiting. You may not see the wave yet, but you're already in its current. It's like standing in the stillness before a thunderstorm. You smell the change before the clouds even form. That eerie calm? That's not peace. That's warning. And it's telling you to wake up. Don't ignore this. Don't scroll past it. Like this video, hit subscribe, and if any of this is already hitting you in the gut, drop the number 77 in the comments to show you're tuned in. You never know who else needs this message. Help it reach the ones who feel just as lost right now. Because here's the truth. You're not crazy. You're being prepared. And what you're feeling, it's not the destination, it's the doorway. What's on the other side? That's what we're about to uncover. But first, let's break down 8 strange signs that the pink full moon is already shifting your energy. You need to know them before the storm fully hits. Because once it does, there's no going back. And what you're feeling is only the beginning. We left off at the doorway, that strange inner knowing that something is coming. And now the first sign is already working its way through you. You don't need to figure it out. Your body already knows. It's speaking a language older than logic, older than words. A language of symptoms, sensations, and strange shifts you can't quite name. This is the part where your body becomes the messenger. And right now it's shouting in ways most people won't recognize. Maybe your chest feels tight out of nowhere, like invisible hands pressing down. Maybe your head is buzzing, not painful, just loud, like thoughts are sprinting without a finish line. Or maybe you're experiencing that weird paradox. Your muscles feel like jelly, but your mind is running sprints at 2 a.m. You're not broken, you're not sick, you're being stretched. The pink full moon is notorious for pulling people into liminal states, the spaces between. It's like standing on a train platform between 2 destinations, while both trains are arriving at once. It's dizzying, disorienting. You might be asking yourself, why do I feel like this? Why am I so exhausted but still can't sleep? Why do I keep swinging between intense energy and complete burnout? Because this moon doesn't knock politely. It rattles the door until something inside you wakes up. When you're lying in bed, eyes closed but mind blazing like a neon sign, that's not insomnia. That's your energy field syncing with the moon's frequency. You're not being punished by restlessness, you're being activated. The soul doesn't rest before a shift. It waits, it watches, it prepares. And during the day, that sluggish underwater feeling where time bends and every task feels 10 times harder, that's not laziness, that's spiritual resistance. Your body is trying to conserve energy for something bigger. It knows there's a surge coming. It doesn't want to burn out before the real wave hits. Think of it like a bow being drawn back before the arrow is released. The tension you feel, it's not weakness, it's potential. And here's a truth that might sting a little. Most people will ignore these signs. They'll medicate the symptoms, scroll through the confusion, or call it a bad day. But not you, because if you're still watching, you're aware enough to know this isn't random. The moon doesn't just pull the tides, it pulls the truth out of you. And your body, it's the first place the truth shows up. What you're feeling is real. You're not imagining this shift. You're in the middle of it. And the deeper question is this: if your body is already reacting before the moon has reached its peak, what's going to happen when it does? So if your body's already sending signals, if your dreams are getting louder, stranger, and your emotions feel like they're swinging on a pendulum, just know this next part runs deeper. What's coming now isn't just physical or emotional, it's karmic. See, the pink full moon isn't just a moon, it's a mirror. And mirrors don't lie. You might be asking yourself, why is all of this surfacing now? Why are people from my past popping up? Why do I feel like the universe is replaying moments I thought I was done with? Because this moon doesn't ask who's ready, it just reveals. And what it's revealing now is energy. Yours. The truth you carry in silence. The intentions behind your actions. Every choice you've made that you thought no one saw, the moon saw it. This is not chaos. This is a karmic reckoning, a spiritual accounting. If you've been moving through the world with heart, helping, loving, giving without expecting anything back, this moon might just surprise you. Not with fanfare, but with soft magic. A sudden message from someone you needed to hear from, an opportunity falling into place, or a moment of quiet peace that finally makes sense. But the mirror doesn't just show the light, it shows everything. If you've been running from hard truths, hurting others in secret, pretending things are okay when you've been building on broken ground, this moon will feel like pressure. It's not punishment, it's reflection. The pink full moon doesn't carry judgment, it carries truth. What you've sent out into the world, the energy you've wrapped around your words, your actions, even your silence, it echoes back now. And you may not get a warning. Karmic echoes don't knock, they arrive. Sudden arguments, emotional weight, people pulling away or confronting you out of nowhere. These aren't coincidences, they're corrections. This moon flips the cosmic ledger open, not to shame you, but to show you where the scales are balancing. And this is where it gets wild. Sometimes the gift and the consequence come wrapped in the same moment. A breakthrough and a breakdown. A reunion and a goodbye. A door opens only after another slams shut. So if things feel intense, if life suddenly feels like a spiritual pressure cooker, breathe. You're not cursed, you're being cleansed. The universe doesn't forget. Energy is the ink it writes everything in. And right now, the pink moon is reading the story back to you. But don't for a second think that it's the end. What you just felt, that karmic wave echoing back at you, wasn't the final hit. It was just the drum roll. Because now comes something even stranger. Something that doesn't move through logic, but through feeling. You might have noticed it already. You open your mouth to explain what's happening inside you, the pressure, the dreams, the inner shift, and suddenly you're blank. Or worse, the words come out crooked, incomplete, like they've been translated from a language you never learned. And you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I express this? Here's the truth, nothing's wrong. In fact, you're more in tune than ever. This pink full moon isn't just pulling on your body or your past, it's pulling on your soul. And the soul doesn't speak in words. It speaks in symbols, flashes, music, silence, emotion. That pressure you feel inside isn't confusion, it's knowing. Ancient, raw knowing that doesn't fit inside a sentence. You're not losing your voice, you're finding something older than language. Right now, the collective is being flooded with nonverbal truth. That's why you might feel this deep, aching connection to things you can't explain. A song hits different, a piece of art brings tears to your eyes, or you stare at the sky and suddenly feel like you're remembering something from a life you can't name. That's not random, that's resonance. Some truths aren't meant to be explained, they're meant to be felt. And this is the moon that delivers them. That quiet tug in your chest, the lump in your throat, the tears that come without warning. This isn't you being fragile. This is you becoming fluent in the language of intuition. We're taught to describe everything, to name it, label it, contain it. But under this moon, your soul doesn't want boxes, it wants release. You may feel like you're fumbling in conversations, forgetting words, misunderstanding others, or being misunderstood. But pause. This isn't a communication breakdown. It's a vibration shift. You're not shrinking. You're expanding beyond words. This is why silence feels louder than ever. Why you crave stillness one moment and then burst with unexplainable emotion the next. Your spirit is processing something massive, and it doesn't want to be interrupted by small talk. Think of it like trying to describe the feeling of standing at the edge of a cliff as the wind howls around you. You could talk for hours and still not capture that exact pulse in your chest. And if you think it's over, think again, as it's still not over. What came before, the karmic mirror, the emotional unraveling, was only the beginning of the deeper activation. Now you're entering the part of the shift that doesn't just shake your past, it scrambles your ability to explain the present. Because when energy gets this loud, words go quiet. Maybe you've already felt it. You try to speak from your heart, but the words won't land. You reach for sentences, but they dissolve halfway through. What's rising inside you feels massive, urgent, true. Yet when you try to say it out loud, it slips through your mouth like smoke. This isn't confusion. This is spiritual overload. The pink full moon is flooding you with something far more ancient than language. Truth without translation. It comes through as symbols, images, sudden bursts of knowing. You hear a lyric and burst into tears. Not because of the music, but because your soul recognizes something there. You watch a sunset and feel homesick for somewhere you've never been. You sit in silence, and it feels louder than any conversation. This is what happens when the mind gets quiet enough for the soul to speak. You're not broken. You're not being weird or dramatic. You're accessing a dimension of experience that was never meant to fit inside sentences. Some moments are too holy for grammar. Some truths can't be spoken. They must be felt. That strange tightness in your chest when you see someone from your past. That warmth in your palms when you touch someone who feels familiar but new. That jolt in your gut when you hear a phrase you've never heard before but instantly understand. These are the signs that the pink moon is tuning you like an instrument. And it's okay if people don't get it. Most won't. They'll think you're tired, emotional, distant. But you're not drifting. You're decoding. You're becoming fluent in the language of vibration, the language of energy. And energy never stutters. So if your mouth goes quiet, if your thoughts feel too wide to fit in words, trust that. Trust the tear that falls without warning. Trust the silence that suddenly feels sacred. Trust the flash of imagery that arrives in a dream and leaves you speechless. These are not glitches in your system. These are activations. Language isn't failing you. You're outgrowing it. And next, the energy won't just stay internal. It's going to start manifesting externally, in your surroundings, in the people who suddenly call, in the numbers, the signs, the synchronicities that feel too precise to be random. Because once the soul speaks, the universe answers. And if you felt the silence growing louder, the words slipping through your fingers, the energy building with no clear direction, then what's coming next might shake you even more quietly. Because now, the shift moves from your inner world to your mirror. You won't notice it with a bang. It won't be a lightning bolt revelation. It'll arrive in the kind of moment you almost overlook. Brushing your teeth, glancing at a window, checking your phone's screen in passing. Then suddenly, you stop. Not because your reflection looks wrong, but because it looks different. Same face, same eyes. But something isn't the same. Something about you feels like it doesn't fully belong to the version you thought you were. You might blink, tilt your head, even laugh it off. But deep down, you feel it. That strange flicker, like your reflection is holding a secret. A version of you that remembers something you haven't lived yet, or maybe something you've forgotten. It's subtle, haunting, but not scary. Familiar, but just distant enough to make you wonder, who am I really becoming? And have I already been them before? This isn't your imagination playing tricks. This is the pink full moon playing its hand. You see, the moon doesn't just reflect light, it reflects identity. And in moments like these, it's showing you who you're syncing with. The version of you that's rising from beneath all the stories, all the roles, all the survival masks. That reflection is a glimpse of alignment. Your shoulders might sit a little differently. Your eyes may carry a softness or an edge you don't recognize. You might even catch yourself smiling in a way that doesn't feel rehearsed. It's not performance, it's memory, a soul-level knowing of who you are when you're not performing at all. You're not seeing someone new, you're seeing someone true. And the more you notice it, the more you'll realize it's not random. These moments are timed, planted, a soft breadcrumb trail pulling you back to your center. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about remembering yourself. You may have walked far from that version, the free one, the bold one, the quiet but certain one. Life bends us, stretches us, breaks us in places we didn't sign up for. But now, the moon is holding up a mirror and whispering, they're still here. You haven't lost them. And the more the world around you begins to shift, the dreams, the signs, the faces showing up in your life, the more you'll realize this is all connected. The pink moon isn't trying to show you a fantasy. It's reminding you what you were always meant to return to. Next, we'll step outside of the mirror and into your world, because what's internal is now starting to show up around you, and the signs aren't subtle anymore. And after seeing your reflection shift, after catching glimpses of the you that you're realigning with, the next ripple hits deeper, right in the core of your body. Because once your spirit starts waking up, your physical system can't pretend to be asleep anymore. Suddenly, your appetite doesn't make sense. You're ravenous one moment, disinterested the next. Food that used to be your comfort now feels empty, tasteless, almost like your body is rejecting the old emotional contracts you made with it. But this isn't about food. This is about fuel. The pink full moon is rerouting your inner system, and your gut is the first place to speak up. And here's what most people forget. Your stomach isn't just a place for digestion. It's a second brain, a deep memory bank of emotion, power, and pure intuition. When the moon floods your energy field, your gut lights up like a storm siren. It knows before you do. That sudden hunger that feels primal, it's not for calories, it's for clarity, for truth, for alignment. And when the appetite disappears altogether, that's your soul pushing back, saying, "We're done swallowing what doesn't nourish us." Under this moon, your gut becomes a translator, and it doesn't whisper, it flips switches. You'll find yourself turned off by certain people, places, habits you used to tolerate. It's not random, it's not just stress. It's your inner compass recalibrating, telling you loud and clear, this no longer belongs. And sometimes that wisdom shows up with a bit of bite. You'll catch yourself mid-thought, mid-habit, mid-sabotage, and your inner voice cuts in like a sarcastic best friend. "Oh great, let's try the same old mistake again," and act surprised when it hurts. That's not anxiety. That's your higher self dropping the filters, the version of you that's had enough of the cycles. When whispers didn't work, the universe decided to crank up the volume. Humor, hunger, and raw honesty included. You might even find yourself laughing at the absurdity of your old patterns. The emotional weight gets so real that sometimes the only thing left to do is laugh. That's not avoidance. That's release. Your system is discharging energy the only way it knows how, through emotion, movement, hunger, sarcasm, stillness. And within all of this chaos, dreams start stirring. Not the kind you chase, but the ones that chose you long ago. The dreams you buried, the ideas you laughed off, the visions you locked away in the name of being realistic. They're waking up again, and your body feels it first. So if your stomach's flipping, if your humor's sharper than usual, if your hunger feels like it's coming from somewhere deeper than your belly, trust it. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. And after the body shifts, after your reflection bends and your hunger speaks in riddles, you're pulled into the final, and perhaps most surreal, layer of this lunar transformation, the dream world. But don't let that word fool you. This isn't about bedtime stories or random brain static. This is where the veil thins and the other side starts talking back. Remember earlier, when we touched on those bizarre dreams, the ones you can't shake, the ones that linger long after your eyes open? There's a reason. You're not just dreaming, you're remembering, and some of what you're remembering hasn't happened yet. This pink full moon isn't just shifting the tides of your emotions, it's warping the space between worlds. And that feeling you get when you wake up, that eerie in-between sense that you live something else, somewhere else, with someone you're sure you've never met but feel like you've known forever, that's not your imagination. That's the other layer of reality bleeding through. You're visiting places you've never seen with your physical eyes, but your soul recognizes them instantly. You're holding conversations that feel more real than waking life, filled with symbols, warnings, reunions, and guidance. These aren't dreams, they're downloads, clues, and the moon is your portal. You're not going crazy, you're going deeper. The lines between past, present, and future don't behave normally under this moon. That's why time has felt strange lately, why minutes stretch, days blur, and moments repeat themselves. You're not losing touch. You're touching something bigger. You're not dreaming more. You're accessing more. This thinning of the veil is not an accident. It's a moment of remembering. And some of what you're seeing in the dream world, it's not your past life, it's your next life. Future echoes, soul previews, The version of reality that's starting to line up. One choice, one shift, one dream at a time. You might wake up confused, heavy, even a little homesick. That's because part of you knows you were somewhere real, and it's okay to grieve a dream that felt more honest than your reality. It means you're waking up to what's possible. It means the illusion is thinning, and now the question is no longer, what's happening to me? It's what part of me is waking up next, because soon the things you've seen behind closed eyes, you'll see them again, with your eyes wide open.